Senator Avatarte, you are House Bill 215. All righty.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will be very quick. House Bill 215 in front of you is what was Senate Bill 524. We presented this a couple weeks ago. This is the Georgia Community Health Worker Certification Committee bill under the Department of Public Health. I'm not going to go through and give the same presentations. Just going to see if there's any questions, but this language is the exact same language that you all adopted unanimously before crossover day.
And just a point of clarification,
Yes, sir.
215 is in another bill, so we use this
That's
as
correct.
a vehicle. And thank you for clarifying that. And let me make sure there are no questions. Then motion do pass. A second by Chairman Brass. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, like sign, and the
Thank you,
motion
Chairman.
passed unanimously. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
And so you'll be carrying it on our Senate floor. We don't have to ask. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that was House Bill 215. House Bill 143. Okay. Well, you could have stayed in your seat, but if you can officially come down. There you go. Thank you. And basically, we've done the same thing. House Bill 143, we're using as a vehicle. Same section of the law. Continuous glucose monitors has passed elsewhere. And Senator Hodges, if you wouldn't mind presenting what we're doing.
Sure. Just as Senator Avatarte before me, this HB 143 has the language in it now of Senate Bill 481, which this committee has already passed unanimously. This 481 was, and 143 is now, an attempt to provide necessary health care information to the people of Georgia and also to the health care management of Georgia. This just provides for establishment of the Georgia Health Care Professionals data system. It's going to be run by the Georgia Board of Healthcare Workforce, and basically, you've got a bunch of different specialists and healthcare providers who get licensed by different organizations, and all this does is give you one source to go to all of those licensure organizations and assimilate data and make it available on the website, so that if you are in Hayhara, Georgia, and you want to know if there is a Hispanic OB-GYN available, you can look on this website and see that. This information would include age, race, gender, ethnicity, location of practice, and license type, but not personal data, not name. So, and the last thing about this was the legislation allows the board to seek funding, necessary funding from whatever source to make this happen. Any questions?
Thank you very much. This did pass before unanimously, and this is it's Georgia Board of Healthcare Workforce. Questions? Let me give a little bit of history. Is that
Sure.
You had two bills, one they were both on the rules calendar. One got picked and one did not.
This
we
one did
won't
not.
point any fingers at all about that one at all. But I imagine we're all going to be on board. So.
Mr. Chairman, I'll remind you, your own rules, and you get that. I'm chairman, I do not.
That is true. I'll take just as much liability on that one too. Chairman,
Madam Leader, too, you got to take some
9.
blame.
9.
Thank you. And Senator Hodges, I'm pretty familiar with this because the physicians already participate in this gathering process at the time of licensure renewal. And my understanding is that that's how this will work for the other healthcare professionals too, because we don't really know where all the gaps are in our healthcare system, and this is going to be a great tool. There are questions that will need to be answered, like, Do you work full-time, part-time? Do you take Medicaid? Are you going to retire in the next 5 years? And information like that that will help us understand who we have and who we don't have. So thank you for bringing the bill.
Sure.
Thank you. And we have a question,
Yes, sir.
Chairman Brass.
Number 2.
2, gotcha.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This being a licensing bill, did it go through GORC?
Mr. Chairman.
Couldn't
Gort-
resist it, could
Gort-
it?
Gort
I got it.
Gort preceded my tenure, and I think it died before I was here.
It
so.
did. All righty, so do I have a motion or any other questions? No further questions. Motion to move. Second, Senator Eccles. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, like sign. Passes unanimously. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, he will be carrying his own bill there. That's right. Last but not least, Senator Tanya Anderson, either place you want to be is good. Just new legislation added on, Senate Resolution 658. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senate Resolution 658 will encourage us to recognize April 2024 as National Minority Health Month, which has been declared by the National Institute of Health to raise awareness about the importance of improving the health of racial and ethnic minority communities and reducing health disparities. In the U.S., approximately 21 million patients have been diagnosed with heart disease and are at risk of a cardiovascular event. Cardiovascular disease is also the leading cause of death in the United States among racial and ethnic minority populations. Approximately 46,000 Black American lives are lost each year to heart disease and are 30% more likely to die from heart disease than non-Hispanic whites. African American women in particular are nearly 50% more likely to have high blood pressure as compared to non-Hispanic white women. And heart disease takes an economic toll as well, costing our healthcare system $216 billion per year and causing $147 billion in lost productivity on the job. One major cause of heart disease is the presence of high cholesterol, which is the chronic presence of high levels of cholesterol in the blood that can lead to heart attacks or strokes, as you would know, Doc. Senate Resolution 658 would urge greater awareness of patients knowing their cholesterol numbers so they can take action against a cardiovascular event. And this resolution would recognize that this April would be known as National Minority Health Month and calls for increased cholesterol tests for all.
All right, thank you. Any questions? Leader Butler, number
Esteemed-
12.
Esteemed colleague, isn't it true, Senator, that in 2007, I had a heart bypass because I had high cholesterol and high blood pressure?
Yes, ma'am, it is true.
And isn't it further true that it is so important to know your body, get those stress tests that we need, and take your medicines on time every day like you should to prevent and treat high cholesterol if you have it?
Yes, ma'am, it is absolutely important for us to know our numbers.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing
Thank you, Leader
this.
Butler. Appreciate that. Appreciate your story. Any other questions or concerns? Certainly entertain a motion. Motion do pass.
Move Senate Resolution 658 do pass.
Motion do pass by Senator Orrock, second by Senator Lucas. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, like sign. Passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you,
Alrighty.
committee.
Okay.
What about HB 215? Is that on our agenda?
Yeah, we just did that one before.
Oh, indeed.
We got it. That was the one that Senator Anna Batarte did. It had passed elsewhere, so that's where we go, or is passing elsewhere. Any further business?
Request Although, do we have more meetings
We will.
after this one?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Well, for this session, my request would be that when we have a substitute for a bill, that the members be allowed to review those ahead of committee meetings. On this the meeting before this, when we had a substitute for a bill that we had never seen, we had testimony from one side of an issue and not the other side of the issue. And although I won't be here, I would respectfully ask for respect for our members, that they be allowed to review information ahead of time and not at the time of the meeting.
I appreciate your thoughts. Thank you. Thank you, Leader.
Thank you.
Anything else? Anybody? Thank you. Meeting adjourned.